Ashifo Sabra Minoka say, you know, just said there's fire on the mountain. There's been a discussion which has been going on social media for the past 24 hours. And this particular discussion, you know, Kamya Kweye say, Amagana emu achimiru. Now, if you are watching the screens closely, you realize, say, you see a signage and I say, Baiwa Fefa Obako. Ati I say, Oba Eko. At the same time, too, you see someone to holding a pot, okay? So a pot no holding on a signature of Ghana and I can for Amamra, Akwaaba. Now, say Akwaaba signature no is being at Kotoka International Airport for decades, 20, 30 years and so forth. Akwaaba no, I can kasa no, it is a yeah, welcome. What yes, it means welcome. Now, according to a year, that's sorry, according to a fraction of one more influencers on social media, especially on Twitter, no more argue say, sisi and ye say ye culture and ye sign a culture and dia, and ye start in fi Accra because there's something which is going on in Accra. Brunibeka say, it is not right. I didn't tell America, sir. Now, according to Sir Group, your more party say, Oba and Cran has say, now Kotoka International Airport. When you are coming out, you see Akwaaba. You see Akwaaba see Kumasi Airport. Kumasi Airport, you see now it is a Oba. Ufi Airport, what you see, the signage you see, Akwaaba. And I can for air say, I didn't tell you use Akwaaba. Kotoka International Airport. Bra in Kranhasi or Mokasa Gam. And in the wake of this whole thing, social media and Gen Z, we are almost losing our language, our culture, and also our history and heritage. No, ehumbe hiyanse sisi ano, yebesisa Akwaaba ni ano obake. That's I say, Now, before we even move on, we into social, we into screens. So, what you see on the screens, as you can see, no, number one, the trend, accounts. Send na yedi kankano. Into accounts need the. Definitely, it is trending because of Science 7, no, so. But then one thing you should also note is that in as much as accounts is also trending, this is exactly what is also trend number one currently. Gan Adangbe. So the question is, okay, now that ye is anima we nyina abano, what are we going to do? Ena Belamundi Ebetron say me say, yes, I know what to do. Look at this picture. Gan Adangbe, Gan Manche, Sisi Anyesisa airport, Akwaaba ni no back here. Say and I was here welcoming crop and ye quickly now tuma fita any red if fry home near boyeti near the ura eguya home what I say, which is their cultural significance, which we totally understand. But according to Belamundi, no, say ye per se ye nya a prototype, ye per se ye nya a signature of what the Akwaaba will mean. And that's what Obake will mean and how they're going to welcome people. You see, I name Kobodondo, Adowani, Nemanyama, Kotoka Bim, Gamanche, and I got Dangbis or more culture, and ye be exhibit and ye be pushy, Kotoka International Airport. And definitely, these things are a Belamundi edible too, Jano. You could see say, a fraction of the public were not really happy about it at all because according to them, no signature our hot fitity since time immemorial, anyway. Akwaaba na uhu on the screen. So this is the signature which has been there for all these years. All these years, this is the signature. Akwaaba, enye obabi kuta pot, eno kuta calabash. Now, even those are pots and calabash no kuta no, obani frakenteno, you could view or see a bit of all the culture in what she's wearing. Adena e one kun you betima ka sen kan for. Dukuni ya kan for amamre. And a calabash say nordness. So she represent the whole, just that a Akwaaba. But then you know Gandang before say Debbie. Idea a pair and the screens and you have to shape or back. Saying your bell coming for and ye bar near kuta calabash. Near cry you move red. And that leaves eguye komu any obake, which means welcome. But then this issue a buy amount for extra margin, amount for cast Debbie. We need to see it doesn't make sense. But to them it makes sense because Oma sounds why a sensudia man obake welcome. So these are the various different traditional colors of the Ghana Dangbi. I'm part to say your signature, say na was say now share screen so you be printing obake abo 20 be ye. Your friend is saying, Akwaaba no, near replacing it Obake. No, and on my be was screen. So if I say this particular picture, a sampler, you could see exactly where we are heading. It's the old one now, way. This particular one now, as you can see on the screen, so Akwaaba, you be here no fear because you see, I know you're on crime for assassin. So, into sending can do when you're in Rome, do what the Romans do. But then definitely in some way by, and there's been a lot of reaction. Videos be braba, inkofo be brakasa. I'm after we bring the lectures about, but then also there's this particular interesting video. It had to do with Ga mancha nkasa Ga mancha no, or explain why this whole cultural significant thing it is very important. Now, young the video involved we go straight to people like Belamundi or persons or personalities like Belamundi who believe say it's high time we change this Akwaaba to Obake.
The heartbeat of the nation. We say Woke Bo Obake. So instead of saying Akwaaba, we are saying Obake. Can you say that? Obake.
So I was even saying say Obake. I say Obake. Mofanche menye nkreni into Obake. So instead of you saying Akwaaba, say Obake. So that is the name I see on God language from person Musisa no echo. Now I'm telling you so on social media now it is fire because Ebimu Pastor said, how did we go here? Because yes, say kase san edini na ene wo kroma ukodi fufu a e wo se e pen kran di ma no anase ukukuma ase na ukoto kenka en wo se o kan kenke biem e wo se o kan e bia omo terms se dokunu se den because all of these terms no e bi e yen kan forecast e bi ya kan forecast what we've learned over the years is to coexist. But then other people believe say this whole thing na one big tribal na echo so I just say menu kasa Asante Nation ene nkofo bibiri aba kasa. Now the minister herself have also come to while breaking the silence on this issue. Amanfo bisa say minister isi ayenye den yenfa Obake ana Obake Obake ufane mi pabo fai it's not Obake ana say yenfa Akwaaba. Which one we for take? Meanwhile, the minister Akasa, minister no or the Simbia Atuja all parties say bimu so NDC for see can say Debbie Yankutin some of the Tuja because she's also saying a different thing altogether.
Tax to the mayor, and so find out from the mayor he's handling those things. When I receive you said he didn't want to talk. No, he should be able to update you because that was about a week ago when we engaged. I tasked him to a specific they should agree on whatever name they want to use there. And so they work on it. So he should be able to update you the happenings there.
And you think it's a genuine concern?
Oh yes, it's a genuine concern. This is Greater Accra. Greater Accra is for the guns. I mean, how can we sit in Greater Accra and expect Wezo? Wezo is for the voters. Are you getting? So they have legitimate concerns. I mean, these are real concerns that needs to be addressed. And so I'll support them. Why not?
Inti Obake, Obake. Inti according to the minister, the Greater Accra Regional Minister, or party say a legitimate concerns because soon to me in northern region now for Akwaaba and Kobom airport so because Ebiano man take us and say they also want to project their heritage. So according to the minister, the concerns are very, very legitimate. But then also Kofi Gabsa in himself also or a bit of the Ghana heritage, as you see, or a friend say Germany, he also had an interesting take on this. And according to him, the infrasobie niso is 25 Brony moon Indra chi 2 days ago Elon Musk almost launched SpaceX to the moon. A test launch almost called Mars. Yetiani the fight over Obake. Welcome Wezo Akwaaba. Hey, mini yano. You could honestly take on this issue by better also.
Akwaaba at the Kotoka International Airport, situated in Accra, doesn't mean the airport belongs to the Ashantis. The airport belongs to Ghana, and Akwaaba is also a Ghanaian word. To the leaders, what Ghana needs right now is development and not tribalism. And to the youth, fight for development and not tribalism, because it is your future that is at stake. Thank you.
So, according to Kofi Gabs, so less time a year we still fight over Obake, hey, Akwaaba, hey, ways or hey. We should just foster development, because there's a new say Akwaaba, Zolo, Obake, Bonarive. That thing is there. It inculcates all the language. It's we should rather channel that energy, that synergy, that strength into making sure that development. Now, one of the things you also be shocked here, okay, exactly what is really happening, because on social media, there's a stark division. There's a section of people who also believe, say, Obake should be at the Akwaaba airport. There's also a section of people who also believe, say, your friend is saying Akwaaba should be there. Many reactions. Now, started with Nipa. Basically, Okaya man focus. Hey, Monshe. Hey, Monshe. Omakai sa Facebook ebi anameshe. And Opache say, hey, Nipa no oba be tribalism. Now, I would like to start with Belamundi. Yen kwashe de Belamundi posti here. See on Twitter, as you can see. So Belamundi posted this, okay? The Belamundi posti, any. Or say, imagine me welcoming you at the airport with Obake and Obake. It will be so beautiful. Or should I go and sleep? And your man for the man, pa. Showdown was Bella wants confusion this morning. And Belamundi Beka said, not at all, just a public discourse. And Dr. Onoma Beposi said, what does it mean? No, say welcome, just like Akwaaba. What you say? Oshe S. Rebolo Posi or say, before the Manchetaki and Ayikushi arrived on the shores of Ghana with the Bese tribe, the locals greeted them with Akwaaba. But Akwaaba holds more meaning than most realize. It actually means Aku Aba, meaning Aku has arrived. Interesting that Akan people do not traditionally use Aku, they use Ako. So Aku is from the Gan Adangbe language. This shows how tribes are gradually losing touch with their own linguistic roots, being swayed by external influences, especially from the Igbo, without questioning or preserving the original essence of their tongue. According to S. Reb Wapacha said, initially, when the Gbese tribe, when they arrived on the shores of Ghana, omo arrive here no, one more hono, which is the accounts no. I don't know. See, in someone kind of meet him, so nobody should come for me. Omo arrive here and one no mutis a chrono so no, and omo no occupants of Accra that time no. Omo welcome me with a certain phrase Aku Aba. Inti Aku Aba no ye pa say Aku Aba. Number say Aku no kra ye gan for kasa. But then as time went on, generation, Akuba, na ye Akwaaba. Onon pa say Akwaaba no kra no, it has some Gan tonation inside, because Gan Ashanti phone to Aku is basically the Gans and the Gan Dangbis near that. But then this is just one take. Okay, this is just one take. There's been various forms of take Abba. And Osha, there's this one too if you bongo idea. Bongo idea is put here. Oposti Akwaaba no. Okay, as you can see here. And some man who he say ben Obake. Aha, and Obake. Yes. Or say we the Gan Adangbes are asking the Akwaaba inscription at the nation's premier airport to be changed to Obake as a show of respect to the people of the land. Akwaaba is not a Gan lexicon. So bongo idea say Pacha say, see, this whole thing of Akwaaba yen feel because yen timi nko Kumase nefa Obake enko ho. The Ashanti Defense Forces will remove it before it even goes up. We need to respect the Gan people. So we need to change that. A friend is saying initials ewo Kotoka ho ane. The Akwaaba na we see if you only do Obake at all. So this is exactly what is really going on. Now it doesn't really end there. Even though bongo ideas ebe kan sembebre ni ade no obi be positive. Let's read this. I say where if you peace and war, or say I'm Gan Adangbe, and even I don't get the mentality of some of you. You are talking about Accra like it's a small traditional town in Kwehu. If you don't want anything in the capital named after people or historic symbols, then move the capital to Kumasi or Kufuor. Why? Stop pretending like the streets in Accra have suddenly been renamed in Chi, or that Homowo has been wiped out. Nobody has stolen the Gan identity, except the fact that a capital city does not belong to one tribe. Even in Canada, there's a street called Sankofa, and nobody is crying about it. Hey. Or see, now we me a story be catch up say okọ eye Ontario. O man name me your friend is saying and Ontario Toronto. O man name Canada. O man name me a particular town square. Was city dim say Sankofa Street because initially the history nipa na your name is a town square after no. Now or a slave. Obi are not town slave now or need slaves near the other. After years the man for say how can we name this after Obi are no only slave? Someone who was dealing with the slave trade and so Obi are not turn blacks no. You see assistant dean say we will not name it after you. We will name it after the people where the slaves came from. And yes, Sankofa, go and pick. What you say? So what you say? I think it's a bongo idea. So because the fact that Accra is a cosmopolitan does not mean everything got to be replaced. Even in New York, typical New York stuff are left untouched and preserved. I always say that you guys are lucky that Accra is the capital, because if the capital was given to some towns we know, you won't have the freedom and privilege to say what you say. Now, bongo ideas say patch say Abranti ya ne niabre a okasa ne kohunti ne epeja yenso mumu cross ma mumfi mfi obi yi. O say ene wo anya ho ete ho. You can 1, now waka 2. You can 3, now waka 4. Eyo bi na nka Accra in crime, the capital, and as a capital town any dear, say Kumasi, and a capital town. Anka ye Akoko cry my own crime cry say they will not even allow an additional tank. On their land, which I think is false because Oko a year Kumasia, your Zungu communities baby they were your guans, your baby or moon yamp or Asante for a pipe. So that is the whole thing at Air Cost. But then in all of these two, Asante Nation, the official Mitmaka said social media handle, okay, of AU almost so Omababe Kasa and also Belamundi. So Obi Ababe responded to Belamundi. But then yen share Asante Nation. Almost so Omoya Omodiaba. So yen call Asante Nation, as you can see on the screen. I say it's quite interesting that the airport itself is named after Kotoka, an Ewe man, yet no one seems to have a problem with that. Instead, all the attention is fixated on Akwaaba, on the Akwaaba inscription. If this is truly about heritage preservation, then why not call the removal of both Kotoka and Akwaaba, since neither has direct link to the Ghana people? Why single out Akwaaba and leave Kotoka untouched? So this particular person is saying it as a Asante Nation official page of the Mesia Palace or Twitter. Or just say nipa na yede airport ankasa ye name airport after him no. Ye fe ni Kotoka no. Oya ngolo ye fe ni say agbeni. Oya agbeni oya name. But we still named it after him. Yes, still, we are not talking about that. Akwaaba ne keke ene nkofo bu efu. Inti ye ka se yi Akwaaba ne yen sisa Kotoka ne yen se Gan Adangbe Airport. On to us. So see, the truth is, this isn't about cultural preservation at all. It is about your deep-seated resentment. You hide behind heritage as a cover, but what really drives this is your disguised hatred and open disdain for accounts. But let's not pretend. The reason Akwaaba, a Twi word meaning welcomes is proud at Kotoka International Airport since Nkrumah's time, is simple. Because Twi has become so popular and is widely spoken across Ghana, whether Asante Twi, Ekuapim Twi, Fante, Ahanta, Nzima, Sefi, Wasa, Bono, Wasa, etc. All the Akan tribes. It has become our unofficial national language. It is one unifying medium of communication beyond English. Try as you may, bend the sea, move the skies, Twi remains the one indigenous language that allows Ghanaians to communicate freely beyond English anywhere at any time. So now Asante Nation on Twitter, they are taking the word to the guns. Asante Nation on Twitter, omodin tokano kwan kanfo aboboano patch say, see, mupekra, paving all the streets of Accra with a ye obake and obake. Still, Akanfo Asante Chi Otumfour said to Sa Kingdom, it will remain forever and ever. Why? Because see, you can't joke with Otumfour Anochi. Otumfour Anochi cry no nya kan ni cry no oba be ka say Sa Kingdom we no, it will be there till thy kingdom come. Yes, tieni. Now, here to us who are say because they did not stop there. This is a long thread. Also, but strangely, while some of our Ghana brothers, and sisters had no issue with the name Kotoka, a man who wasn't even a native of their land, they questioned Akwaaba. The same way they demonstrated over Ohinijan's stadium, named after a Kwiapem man whose contribution to Ghanaian football is unmatched. Until the then government was forced to change it. Ironically, if you are to go to the boundaries, I say until the government was forced to change that Ohinijan Sports Stadium was changed to Accra Sports Stadium. I say Accra to Kwiapem literally as a walking distance. I say if you have to go by boundaries, the Kwiapems and the Gans are cousins. Accra to Kwiapem is literally a walking distance. Yet they rejected the name of an Kwiapem man from their stadium. As some of Motoaso say, "Enkan no ba Accra ha near Fred Stadium no stadium in Accra near Fred Ohinijan Sports Stadium." And Baba Yara Sports Stadium. Baba Yara Sports Stadium kra any Ohinijan Sports Stadium kra no. You could realize say Baba Yara kran Baba Yara Osha enye Asantefoɔ, but they've kept it. But then in Crown form say, hey, I don't know Ohinijan kra say you Kwiapem because of his contribution to Ghana football. Yes, so in Crown for you know someone says na mo Accra Sports Stadium and eventually time and again attempts have been made to create animosity against Akans in the name of Akans are tribalists. In Kumasi alone, we have Anloga Moshizangu, Baba Yara Sports Stadium, Fanti New Town, Agric Inzima, Dagomba Line, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, all named after other ethnic groups or individuals. Has any indigenous of Kumasi or Asante man ever complained? Now, the Asantes are making the case here, say, share. Oko oba Asante memu a Baba Yara onye Asantini. Kwame Nkrumah onye Asantini. Fanti New Town say kroni krona edin ade ato say kroni enye Asante fokro. Yes to omo nkasa. Bebe nkanko ade oti yebu afuni aboso ye ho. Ni aboso ye ho. Osanse to say we have the Abbey Parks. We have a base park in Ashtown named after a Ghana native. Now, the Omo say Oba Kumasi a Omo Abbey Town. Sa Abbey Town is named after a Ghana native. Obia na Oyen Kraini. So what's my say? We have a base park in Ashtown named after a Ghana native. We have Sago Line in KJT also after a Ghana native. At the Kumasi Cultural Center, there's Kwashi Idun Hall. Even the Kwiapem have named their biggest hospital after a Ghana native, Tete Kwashi. Did you see any Akan rising up in protest or calling for the removal of these names, as she did with Ohinijan? Is this really how we build a united nation? Ane. Senamu Sisa Ohinijan ye na Accra Sports Stadium. Majime is still sending a tianeti. Sisi ade mo se mo sisa Akwaaba no obake. DK Posi say a Kumasi International Airport to Tuezo boldly rating as arrival. Will it sit well for the Asante? Simple yes or no. So DK Patcher say okay. Say I can't say in Kanfon agree any info Wezo enko bo Kumasi sport Kumasi Airport. Upia Wezo. Ni enhwe say I fence Asante for no. Omo beto mu ye man na. Ena DJ Simbe Posi say tribal bigotry and sensationalism, Charlie. Tribal bigotry and sensationalism, Charlie. 33 million people and we can't just get along. Hey, what at all do we want to achieve? A common Akwaaba sign and want to argue over it. Wow. I can only imagine if the Baba Yara name was put on Accra Sports Stadium. Sabi Pepe. Iti Baba Yara no tie. Baba Yara no Kumasi. And Ohinijan Sports Stadium na ewa Accra and Nkrafo ya and omo ya na esa Baba Ohinijan because so Ohini no Jan no oye Kwiapem na esa na Accra Sports Stadium. And Asantefo ne kasa mo sisa Akwaaba Baba Yara no kronya Asante new. Or something or ya iteni not Not now. Still they've kept it. Now you see a caught on the habit of changing names here. And yeah, you better send dinner because it grew 33 million. Just 33 million people, and we just can't even get along. What am I saying? Just 33 million people, and we can't even get along. Now, Atonga Frafra, a positive you be replied to a year in Yaba Bellamundi. I say, hello, Bellamundi. Remember, say Bellamundi, Ebeka say, hey, imagine you coming from the airport and me greeting you, don't shout at the red. And at the cocoa. And I, or the better say, hey, oh, back, I'm trying to get it. Aha, any Bellamundi, do post any. Into Bellamundi, Ebe reply, Ewaha. I say, hello, Bellamundi, it's 9 a.m. and still can't find any frafra delicacy around Circle Dubai to eat. I was on the way to eat some gakenke at New Plan Station, but I decided to stop because I saw your post advocating for Akwaaba to be replaced with Obake and now Obake. Now, what should I do? I must starve to death. Maybe the good people and chiefs of the Western region should also wise up and stand in arms against using the oil and gold proceeds from their land to develop other regions. This is a tough one. Nice submission. Maybe the Ashanti region, especially Obuasi, should also retain the proceeds of the gold or their gold in their region to cover the destruction of their land and its adverse consequences to the people and unborn children. Abranti si no kwa kodi no hu Bellamundi post Kotoka ganking and oposi or say share samu kan ganking asem na mo say mo pesa mo ye tribe any ganking kwa hwe mi ntobim nti menwu ana na o chem se hwe se ya kan sa dia any western region go oye yi omunya ye dia ma contract enya so mfaso bi fi so aba sa mfaso ne mfansi se western region kwa ana ukọ eye kumase ne oboase a go no mutu no ye fansi Asante kro kwa ana ye kase ye ne sa nke kro ni beko and definitely in cranfo so a insuo ana epo ewo mo shore so eno sa epo no goose ne fishes no eno so monko amodi ana bibi ebenya film no omonko amodi ana ye nto aso. Maybe the Bono Ahafos, the major food producers, should also not cut their food to any other rate. No, but Oko Bono Ayedoma Henia. Ono so kase, hey, Mukasa, a Krohenina, Yena, and Nobaye, Diaba, and all the foods, agricultural foods, a honey fever. Into henceforth, no, some of you back at the Akwaaba, yes, so we are retaining our rights to grow our food and eat it ourselves. What if the three northern regions also advocate for their everything to be used within? No, so not in four. Omuka si ano, almost to the omu ye bi omu hia. Intende nentrie ni ne maneme nyina ye nya meat and talk. Enya yam. So my social studies teacher told me that the Akosombo Dam is not in the Greater Accra region. Maybe the Gan people and the other regions should start digging their dams less they want to sleep in eternal doom. So the examples are, and then you have Akosombo Dam ye may electricity cra no eni akra inti obia will be krom ha say yento so. Now I learned something basic about how a company can become a monopoly. One of them is by natural endowment. Those of you who like the truth will agree with me that when it comes to languages in Ghana, the tree has notoriously attained a natural monopoly. You can fight it, but then you can't change it. And our party say, oh, school no saying be a friend of monopoly, which means say products are will produce in Unkwana. So in Ghana, a example of monopoly, ECG, the Ghana Water Company, they are the sole company which produce the services. There's no competition. And into a monopoly. So I say, aha. And our party say, tree language na be bibisa, but okosroba from untimi sano. Okosroba unti because a kasa obia kan ye won o start with tree language. What am I say? Now, now there are so many ways that Ghana people can market their numerous natural gifts like their culture, their sea, their tourist sites, and their beautiful language without tampering with national unity. And our party say, in crime from person mo tom one nyema pii wo wan betima tom he chalote betima tom our chalote festival mo betima nyema mo culture betima appealing already here one kan ye hu e bi ye fair mo spend mo quickly ni mo yam home wona e nice. That is your culture. You can market yourself in various forms without distorting and trying to change national, your friend is saying, science and other things. Maybe, or sometimes maybe Bellamundi, Bongo Ideas and DKB can use their platforms to vigorously market the good things in their region, including their handsome king. and stop using their energy on less important things like Obake replacing Akwaaba. My Ghana people here, I'm sorry, my pendulum has swung against you today. You can insult me, it will swing in your favor tomorrow. Honorable say, no. In Krafo me fuse, wait me, Shatawale, I say, pendulum no, and now swing it in your favor. Pendulum idea, I say, near our clock be a movie left to right, and you find a pendulum swings, and then the in Krafo favor. But party say, Moon dinner temen, etchna, Monso Monsembeba, Emma Boom says, a pendulum, no, a bedimo, and I send Bambus is up a branch is okay, you know. Basically, you know, send on us on Bekisa. So this is the whole issue about the Obake stuff. I didn't talk a p aba in Tokwa the Abapa Minister Babe Kasa Kalije Cross Akwaaba Obake Wezo and the rest no they concern me. I just they want railways from Accra to Kumasi and Kumasi to Tamale with day 2025. This is a very nice way to end it. It will 2025. Whilst Japan building sky trains. Whilst China building a train which moves 2,000 miles per hour, which means Ufi Accra Eko Kumasi. Now you see China a speed train now, and no, it will take you 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Somebody Kumasi. Yes, I didn't you any tia any fight of Obake. So Akwaaba. Anyway, FNC say it's been a long 30 minutes. Thank you so much for joining me today. Ebeka say